City and Guilds International Spoken ESOL Test, Expert Level, the 30th of September 2013. Kocsis Johanna test begins. Hello, my name is Victoria Artner. Can you spell your family name for me, please?
Yes, of course. K-O-T-S-I-S.
Thank you. Where are you from?
I'm from Budapest.
Thank you. Now, in the first part of the test, I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself and your ideas. All right?
Yes.
First, money management. Can you tell me about the last time you wasted money on something?
It's a really hard question. Maybe sometimes when I go to the fast food restaurants, I think it's a waste of money. And I don't think it's a good idea for me or for my health. So maybe that's...
I see, thank you. Now, foreign language ability. What memories do you have of your first foreign language lesson?
Maybe I think it was in the first grade, and it was rather about playing than actual learning English, and I think it's a very good way to make the children get to know the English language.
Definitely. And now, physical appearance. Do you think cosmetic surgery is a good way of enhancing appearance? Why or why not?
No, not really. In my opinion, it's not a good way to make bigger our self-confidence. I think it's only good for maybe after some accidents or for some serious diseases. So I think that's the right way to use this kind of surgery.
I can just agree. Okay, and now, clothes and fashion. How far do you agree with the saying, clothes make the man?
I think it's a very tricky statement because I think for everybody is very, very important the first impress between two people or more people, and because of that we have to take care of this question or our appearance, but on the other hand it can be the only way that we use for getting know another person.
I see. And now literature. What for you makes a good, engaging piece of writing?
I think it's or for me it's when a book or for example a book make me believe in the story, even if it's a fantasy or some sci-fi. So
All right.
I think that's the main point of
Thank you. Now part 2. I'm going to read some situations. I want you to start or respond as necessary. First situation. We are classmates. I start. If I were you, Johanna, I would rewrite the first paragraph.
Really? Why do you think so? So what's the problem with
You know, it's the introduction to your writing, and I believe it should be a bit more exciting.
Yes, maybe you are right. I also felt that something wrong with it. And do you have any idea how can I make it a little bit better?
Well, maybe something unexpected should happen in the first paragraph. You know, your characters are so brilliant, but somehow it seems not so well written to me.
Yes, maybe you're right, and I think I try it definitely. So I think I'm going to spend my afternoon with this.
All right, well, let me see what you've done.
Of course.
Okay, second situation. We are colleagues now. You are not sure if I've remembered a deadline.
Okay.
You start.
So I would like to speak about something with
Oh,
you.
is there a trouble?
Yes, maybe. So there was this project, and I think you forgot maybe the deadline, and it was yesterday.
Don't tell me it was yesterday.
Yes, it was, and I think it's not a very big problem if you can do it for tomorrow, but I think you should hurry with it, and I don't know if it's enough time for you to do this.
Oh, well, actually, I'm not really sure about that. Maybe I would need 1 week more.
1 week? Oh, it's very hard. Maybe for Friday?
Well, I think I can manage that. I hope it's not such a big problem to you.
No, it's not, and you can leave the rest of the work for next week. It's just you have to just concentrate to this project.
Well, thanks a lot, and I'm sorry.
welcome.
Okay, and the third one. We are neighbors. I start. Would you keep an eye on the apartment while we are away?
Yes, of course. Where are you going?
Oh, to Spain, it's been my dream.
Oh, well, it's very nice. And for how long?
Well, it's just about a week. It wouldn't take long. So I leave the keys at your door, if that's fine with you.
Yes, it's fine. And do I have any special tasks with, for example, the plants?
No, nothing. Just
Nothing?
have a look around from time to time.
Okay, then it will be very easy for me.
Thank you. Now, part 3. In this part of the test, we are going to discuss something together. All right?
All right.
So, we've been asked to rank a list of suggestions for overcoming stress. Let's discuss these ideas and try to agree on their order of helpfulness. Take 20 seconds to think about what you want to say.
Okay.
Well, why don't you start?
Okay, so there's some very interesting ideas between these statements, and for example, for me, it was very maybe shocking to read that laughter improves our mood, and it's very true. But in my opinion, we can't force it to ourselves, and because of that, maybe it's a little bit helpfulness advice. What do you think?
Well, it's really true. Laughter improves our mood, but it's really true we cannot force it. So I can't really imagine how it would work in practice.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you think could be really helpful among these?
For example, to learn to say no. In my opinion, it's very necessary to learn it, because I think, for example, 1 year ago, I wasn't able to do this, and because of that, I had a lot of stress in my life.
I see.
And I think it can be changed. So it can be a very good way, and also a very good way to have a not stressful life, a tidy life.
Why do you find it so essential?
Because if we don't try to organize our lives and know everything about what's going to happen next day and 1 week later, then it can be very stressful to have too many programs, for example, for one day, and for example, when we promise everything to everybody and then we can't take it, in my opinion. But what's your opinion about it?
Well, I think I can just agree. But actually, for me, sleeping would be the number one on the list, because getting enough sleep is a basic thing, at least for me.
Yes, it's very true, and for me too. But maybe it's very hard nowadays. So it's very difficult to manage to have enough sleep in our lives, because we have to go to the university or to go to school or to work, and then I think most of us can't relax at home too. So we have other tasks to do, and after that we have too little time for sleeping.
That's very true, unfortunately. Well, thank you. And now part 4. In part 4, you're going to talk on your own for about 2 minutes, and your topic is the secondary education system in your country. First, think about it for 30 seconds and make some notes if you want. So, your topic is the secondary education system in your country. All right?
All right.
Johanna, please start.
Okay. So, in Hungary, the secondary education system is very complex, and we can start the high school after the fourth, the sixth, or the eighth grade. And there's also a chance after the eighth grade to go to the high school, where you can learn a language for 1 year, and you can just start the normal way of learning after this 1 year. And at all of these high schools ends with graduation, where when you can, or not can, but you should and take I think 5 different exams, and after that you can choose between different universities, or you can go to work, for example. And I think our education system is very good and very significant, or has a very significant place between other countries' education system, and it's maybe a little bit harder than in other countries. So maybe these are the most important things to talk about.
All right, thank you. Now let me ask you a few questions.
Okay.
First, how do you think school in the 22nd century will be different from school today?
It's a very hard question, but maybe, or in my opinion, it will be more liberal, and the education system will be more free, if we can say that. And as I see it nowadays, it's even, or it's more and more popular to have not so strict rules in the schools, and maybe it will change for the 22nd century a lot, and the students will have more and more freedom in the school, and have more possibilities to live their creative side.
Wow, that sounds really nice to me. And what's the best age to start school and why?
In our country, it's 6 years old, and I think it's a good age to start the school, because if we would, or if we started the school a few years later, maybe, then it would be more comfortable. But after the elementary school, it would be harder to learn in the high school, and to start the university, maybe, I don't know, 20 years old, or even older. And because of that, I don't think that it would be a good idea to start the school later.
I see. Thank you. That is the end of the test. Kocsis Johanna, end of test.